Hello, beautiful souls, and good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful morning and week so far. This is your midweek collective update and energy check-in. So we are going to be tapping into the collective energy field and seeing what messages want to come through. As I always say, use your intuition and only take the messages that do connect with you in a personal way, because I do channel many different people, situations, and threads of energy. So not every message will be for you, but your intuition will know what is yours and what to leave here. If you would like to contribute your energy in a stronger way to the reading, I do recommend liking the video and making sure that you are subscribed to the channel, as these are forms of energetic transference that do tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. So I'm going to get started by shuffling the energy oracle cards. Our original deck, this is the very first deck that I ever used in a tarot video on this channel. So it's really special to me. And while I'm shuffling, let me introduce myself to those of you who might be new. So if you are new here, welcome. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are actually going to be diving into the divine feminine and divine masculine energy dynamics. So this will be a divine feminine reading and a divine masculine reading. It may also resonate with twin flames as a twin flame reading or energy update, but that doesn't have to be the case. So if you don't resonate with the concept of twin flames, but you do resonate with the idea of either divine feminine or divine masculine energy, then it's very likely that there is still a message here for you. It's been a while since I've done a super deep dive into both energy polarities. I think I started to do this in a recent video, but I started channeling into the divine feminine, and then all of these messages wanted to come through. So I feel like we didn't get to talk about the masculine as in depth in that divine feminine reading video that I think I did last week. So in this video, I really want to set the intention to tap into both energetic polarities, because these really are the building blocks of nature. We all have a balance of both divine feminine and divine masculine energy within each of us. So another thing I want to note for you here at the beginning is these labels, divine feminine and divine masculine, for the purposes of these readings, are meant to connect with energy dynamics, not necessarily specific genders. So we all have a balance of both energies. These messages could relate to your internal masculine, your internal feminine, an external person or situation, a romantic situation, even like an environment, a structure, a thing in your life. So take it however it's connecting for you. These readings are meant to be sort of like internal intuitive journeys for you. So often the messages might look abstract on the surface, but they're meant to connect with you in very specific personal ways, or to trigger some kind of intuitive knowing or remembrance within you. So that is my goal in these reading videos. Also, for some reason, I am really feeling inspired to use our love word scramble, which I haven't used in a really long time. And so this is a tool that I use to channel specific words, names, details, locations, that kind of thing that might connect with specific individuals. Of course, like with all of my messages, only take what is connecting with you in a personal way. If you are new here, I also want to let you know that I channel these collective readings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on those times and days, I also channel an extended exclusive version of the reading that is just for members, either on YouTube memberships or on Patreon. So if at any point during this reading, you're feeling a resonance, you're feeling an intuitive nudge to stay tuned for the extended version of the reading, then the link to access it is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. I will let you know throughout the reading as well if there's anything specific that comes up that we're going to do a deeper dive into in the extended. So right away, the words to come out from the love word scramble are the name Peter, the word combination, the word week, and the word wrapped. I saw like a gift being wrapped, so that could be relevant for someone. Let's get started. So I have all of my chakra stones out here. This isn't a chakra stone specific read where I go one energy center at a time from the root to the crown, but I will let you know if any specific cards or messages seem to want to connect with certain chakra centers. Also, I am recording this in the morning where I am, so I do have my coffee. Hopefully you have some kind of coffee or comforting beverage of sorts, hopefully a warm beverage if it's cold wherever you live right now. I know it's still pretty cold where I am at the moment. Let me know how you've been feeling, how the weather's been, how life has been, or anything else you feel guided to share in the comments section. Well, clearly, the very first card coming out here does want to connect with the chakra center because it is the third eye chakra in the upright position and door to spirit. And I got the word vision very strongly. And all of this is also sitting on the throat chakra. I'm hearing a vision is being communicated to you. So the first message for the divine feminine is your intuition is very lit up right now. I just keep seeing that word vision in all capital letters. I saw a giraffe. That might be symbolic for someone. I do kind of want to look up giraffe symbolism because I feel like there's some kind of message in that. So while I'm doing that, I really feel that there is some kind of vision that is being given to you. And this, again, it's like being communicated to you, but there's another message on that throat chakra as well, which is not only is a vision being communicated to you from your higher self or from the divine, and I'm seeing weaving. I heard something about weaving a basket or like weaving as a craft, maybe that is relevant to someone. But there's this idea symbolically that you are weaving together some kind of vision that is being communicated to you. I'm hearing one piece at a time. And oh yeah, so giraffe symbolism represents vision, elevation, grace, and heart-led perception. Giraffes literally see further than other animals. So symbolically, this represents seeing the bigger picture of your life, long-term vision instead of short-term reaction, strategic foresight, being able to rise above noise or chaos. It's the energy of someone who isn't just dreaming, but seeing the future from above. And this fits into what we're talking about here with this like woven ecosystem of your life that is coming together, this vision that's being woven. So wow, okay, there's still more I want to say about the giraffe symbolism, but I also got the number 818. I feel like I want to start writing down some of these symbols because I somehow feel like these are going to be tying together. I also want to remember if I need to revisit some of these things. So the number 818 came out here, and for some reason I heard the words area code. So I'm curious what area that would be geographically, but I also want to look into the symbolism of that. I'm just writing down a couple of these symbols here. Maybe I'll include these in like some kind of post or Instagram post or something like that, which by the way, if you are not yet following my Instagram or my TikTok, you can follow me both of those places. My username, both platforms, is at Magnetize Yourself. I would love to see you over there. So 818 represents power, new beginnings, or like amplified power. A number of cycles restarting at a higher level. And I heard a higher octave. So there is this sense that something in your life is coming full circle. And I feel this relates to that vision. But this time you're seeing it from a higher octave, or it's playing out at a higher octave in terms of frequency. So it's almost like the same thing restarting or resetting, but it's happening at a higher level. I am getting that while for many of you, this connects with your life generally, For some of you, yes, this could also relate to a romantic person or relationship. So for some of you, there's like some romantic cycle coming back around or a person coming back around, but you're experiencing something playing out with them at a higher level. It's like you are still connecting with that person or reconnecting with them, but it's happening energetically at such a higher level of existence that I'm hearing it's totally different, but the same. Ooh, that's interesting. For some reason, this is really reminding me of a song lyric that I've been working on that I'm smiling because I'm so excited to share with you. By the way, if you do follow my music, I am a singer-songwriter. I create songs under the artist name Songs by Infinity. And the best place to follow my music is Spotify. And I already have released 5 songs, and my 6th song is now finished. So I'm just working on the album art, and I'm going to be scheduling it for release. So I'll make a post here on YouTube when that is scheduled. I love channeling music for all of you. It's such a passion for me. And anyway, that 6th song is coming very soon. It's already done. But my 7th song has a line that I was kind of workshopping. I don't know if I'm going to include it, but the line was, it's all so different, but it's all the same. And whether or not that line makes it into the song itself or the lyrics itself, I feel that it represents a theme that I was exploring in that song of like an eternal bond and cycles seeming to repeat within that bond, almost in a mythic sort of way, or like a way that sort of connects with the idea of carrying an eternal bond, but then reincarnating with that person through lifetimes, and yet always feeling that thread of familiarity. Sort of like how as a soul, if you are incarnating here on earth, it's also different because you're taking on a brand new identity, but it's all the same because you are still you on a soul core level. Anyway, I know we got kind of sidetracked there, but I had to mention that it connected me back to that. And I would love for you to follow my music, Songs by Infinity, on Spotify. We have so many amazing things coming, and you can read through all of my channeled lyrics for my songs as well. So anyway, let's get back to this idea of this vision coming together for you, Divine Feminine, and specifically, okay, so something is replaying, but it's happening at a higher octave, whether it's a romantic relationship or it's you and your life. For some of you, this may be like a dream or a part of yourself that you are revisiting. Ooh, and I'm getting a little message from someone's spirit guides, higher self, whatever divine forces you connect with. I like to just refer to it generally often as spirit guides, but take that however it's resonating. I feel someone's spirit guides messaging. Ooh, I don't know why that word messaging wanted to come out. Maybe someone is literally messaging you, but they're trying to get through this message to you, which is to be cautious of something, and not like in a fear-based way at all, but there's this idea of being cautious when it comes to whatever cycle you're revisiting. I'm hearing be sure to revisit it from the higher octave and not the lower octave. Ooh, that's very interesting. So, okay, I got to take a sip of my coffee because we're getting really deep with some of the messages here. So there's a lot to unravel here. I hope you guys enjoy these more quantum style readings where we go really deep into the energy. I was so excited to do that for today's video. I felt so inspired to like dive deep into the polarities, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and pull through some like very specific, but also quantum style messages here. So hopefully this is like triggering some kind of intuitive knowing or remembrance for you. Of course, let me know in the comments what's resonating. It definitely helps me to see those messages of confirmation or to kind of feel your energy pinging me in a sense from the comments section. I feel like that increases my ability to channel more specifically in future reading videos. It's an energy exchange, just like I talked about at the beginning. Subscribing and liking our energy exchanges, so is commenting. I mean, these are all different forms of energy exchange. Even listening silently, of course, is an energy exchange as well. But there are many different ways to exchange energy. And I feel in some cases, the more the better. The more that I can feel that energy, the better I can pick up on it. So what I want to say is that, okay, this vision coming back around for you, this message of caution from your guides. So there's going to be the temptation to re-enter the lower octave, because the sense I'm getting is something comes back around and your ego mind almost kind of wants to jump on it or to latch onto it. So I got something about Florida. The state of Florida could be significant to someone. There is this sense that when this comes back around, you're going to think, oh, okay, this is coming back around for me. This feels important. I need to define it or proceed with it like in this specific way that I did in the past. But I'm hearing no, like there's a higher octave here. So there is a sense that something is revisiting you. And I'm even hearing haunting. Maybe you feel haunted by the idea of like a certain dream or a part of yourself or a person or a connection. But the thing is, I'm hearing you aren't meant to be connecting with the echo of what was. You're meant to be creating from a higher octave of experience here because you've risen to a higher octave. So when I talk about this higher octave, the reason that this cycle is revisiting you from a higher octave is because of the work that you've done within yourself. So you are the one who has risen to this higher octave of your own experience, and you are simply allowing whatever this thing is that you are revisiting or that is coming back around to connect with you at that higher level. But the temptation and the message of caution from your guides is going to be not to lower yourself to a lower octave to achieve some sense of concrete knowing or some certainty. The ego, of course, is always reaching for certainty. And there is this sense that a part of you is kind of almost going to be wanting to like latch on to something here or wanting to like jump into this right away with both feet. And that inspired energy is a beautiful thing, but it's important to, I'm hearing, allow it to evolve along with you, whether this is a dream, an idea, a part of yourself. It's like, yes, it's coming back around, but it's meant to connect with you at a higher octave. It's meant to be evolving along with you. And you are meant to be holding some kind of higher standard or higher frequency that allows this to evolve along with you. And just like that giraffe, you're seeing a bigger picture here. You're seeing much further than that on the ground perspective that you may have seen in the past. That higher octave is allowing you to see from that higher perspective. Now, when it comes to this vision, I almost feel that you are sensing something really big coming together for you. And I'm hearing something about 5 to 10 years. I'm not sure if this is like a 5 to 10 year cycle that's coming around or futuristically the next 5 to 10 years, but I'm hearing it's both. Ooh, okay. So I feel like you are at the center of like, behind you, there's a 5 to 10 years cycle that is wrapping up, but coming full circle. And now you're connecting with it at a higher octave, and it's paving the way for the vision that is going to unfold over the next 5 to 10 years, if that makes sense. There's also a side message coming through about the side message is, as this vision has been coming together, the word chaotic is coming through. It's probably felt a bit chaotic for you. I saw a yellow bird. Maybe that's significant for someone. I need to write down these symbols as they come through. I'm doing that now. So there is this sense that you've been feeling a little bit chaotic, disjointed, almost feeling like your mind is jumping between things, or you've had all of these different ideas, but then whenever you try to move forward on anything, it begins to feel overwhelming, or you hit a dead end, or you burn out in some kind of way. And I'm hearing that is because you are being held in the place where the full vision can come together before you're moving forward into action. Now, I feel a lot of you are reaching that point where the vision has come together. It is merging or assembling itself in a way. And now you are at that point where you are genuinely feeling inspired to begin taking action. But I'm hearing you'll know when you're at that point, because the action won't feel like this superficial high of energy that then crashes or burns you out. It will feel deeper. It will feel like it's coming from a place of deep peace and alignment and connectedness with yourself and connectedness with this greater vision that feels like it's playing out. it will feel almost inevitable in a way, or I'm hearing overly logical. Like it will feel almost like, wait, this makes too much sense. Like this all fits together perfectly. Like, am I somehow, it will almost feel simple when the steps come to you, even though the vision itself is very complex. It will not feel extreme. It won't feel chaotic. It will feel very grounded. And I'm hearing that when you get urges to take action from this kind of chaotic or frantic space, that might be a sign that you're trying to take action prematurely before that complete vision has assembled itself subconsciously. So if you've been feeling, I'm hearing the more chaos you've been feeling emotionally, energetically, internally lately, that actually speaks to the bigness of your vision. I'm hearing the greater you've been feeling chaos recently, the bigger your vision actually is, because that chaos you've been feeling has been your conscious mind's way of sort of trying to process what's happening in the subconscious, which is like all of these different pieces being assembled for you. There is this sense that so much of that has been happening automatically. I'm hearing without your conscious involvement. And in fact, in many cases, it seems the more consciously involved you've been, the more difficult it's been for that assembling to happen. Like, I feel like anytime you tried to get consciously involved too much, that system that was sort of assembling everything, assembling your vision, would sort of like spit you out of it, or you would spin out in some kind of way and actually feel overwhelmed or burnt out. And again, that was your sign that you were meant to be just allowing this vision to assemble itself. And I keep hearing that, like, when you feel inspired to take action from the higher octave here, it will feel grounded and in a way simple and pure and aligned and peaceful. It won't feel frantic or like an adrenaline rush or like this high of energy that has a crash to it, if that makes sense. I'm getting the word baby from the love word scramble. Maybe there is like a newborn or a baby in someone's family, or maybe you are pregnant or recently had a child. That, of course, will not be for everyone. But I'm getting that for some of you, the baby is like metaphoric for your vision. Like there's been this period of time of gestation or a metaphoric pregnancy for the vision. And now it's like really being brought into the world. It's really coming into a physical form that is going to feel more visible to you. I got the word Western, also the name bill, camp, boat, suit, corner, ground, service, band, beauty, paper, Alice, pay, wild, daughter, animal, dance, pattern. So, okay, it's so wild to me, Divine Feminine, that we only have pulled 2 cards on your energy, but so much is coming up here. But there's something that someone's spirit guides want me to talk about here, and it's regarding this superficial high of energy versus that deeper alignment. And I'm hearing the word discernment. So you are really being guided at this time to be discerning as to where you are being inspired or motivated from. And you may notice that there are different kinds of energies that you can feel that can motivate you into action, but that certain kinds of energy are more productive to move from than others. So the best way I can kind of describe it, I don't know why this message or this imagery came to me, but maybe somehow this relates to someone, like maybe someone's, I don't know, eating less sugar or changing their diet in some way, because the message that came to me is kind of like how if you eat a bunch of sugar, you get this hyper feeling and this like superficial high, but then there's a crash after it. Whereas if you're eating foods that maybe, I don't know, more sustainable to your energy levels, you don't get that superficial high, but you get a more grounded, consistent energy that you can draw upon. And my guides were using this as a comparison and a contrast between the different types of energy that you might find yourself motivated from at this time. It's almost like 2 different distinct kinds of motivation in a way, or energy that you can draw upon. And I'm hearing one is starving out. Interesting. It's almost like you're starving out those superficial highs of energy in a sense. Like you're no longer feeding into those patterns where you may have acted from a place of panic or urgency or chaos just to see some kind of movement in the physical world, to like temporarily get some sort of result or to reassure yourself in a certain way. But then there was this burnout element to that chaotic action. It's like that may have been a way that you operated in the past, but now you're moving into something much more sustainable for you in the long term. Again, going back to the giraffe, it's like you now are at a higher octave. You're seeing things from a higher perspective. And so I'm hearing slowing down. Yeah, for some of you, this may involve literally slowing down and affirming to yourself, I want to take action from a space of deep peace and alignment and inspiration and groundedness. And when I feel this artificial urge or like this high of energy, that doesn't always mean I'm supposed to take action on it. Sometimes, especially if it comes from like chaos or like a franticness, that may actually be a sign to do the opposite, to slow yourself down even more. And doing the opposite has been a phrase that has come up very frequently in recent readings. It's been sort of a theme, I guess, for our collective. Like sometimes when you feel yourself being motivated by like panic or this like adrenaline or urgency, that's actually a sign of an energy that you are almost like purging from your system. It's like you are letting go of that old way of doing things to allow a longer term vision to formulate itself that is much more sustainable, but that also seems to like, with that weaving imagery, I just keep feeling like I'm seeing a basket. Maybe there's something about like a basket holding something, like what you're weaving is able to hold all of you. That's kind of a message coming up here. It's like this vision of you, it's able to hold all of these different pieces and parts of you in this woven picture that's coming together over the long term. But it's not going to feel like these superficial surges of adrenaline or like anxious energy. It's going to feel like moving from a state of peace and restedness and nourishing and caring for yourself first, and then creating from overflow and in alignment with that bigger vision coming together. I heard deep breath. Maybe someone is being guided to breathe more deeply or to connect more with your breath through breath work or yoga, meditation, stretching, those kinds of things. Or that might just be your guide saying, like, when you feel yourself being triggered by that anxious energy that's trying to push you artificially through some surge in your system, slow down instead and take a deep breath and reconnect with the bigger vision that's coming together here. That is the biggest message that I can get through to you, Divine Feminine, in today's reading video. And in the extended version of your reading, Divine Feminine, we are going to go so much deeper into this. So we are going to channel further messages from your spirit guides, your higher self, your guides, whatever divine forces you connect with. We will also be looking at your love life. So I do feel that for many of you, there is some cycle in love or a person or relationship that's coming back around, but connecting with you at a higher octave. So we're going to take a look at that thread of energy specifically, but also, even if that doesn't connect with you, we're going to look at your love life generally, who may be sending you energy right now romantically, what masculines might be thinking of you or wanting to communicate or connect with you. Because one thing I didn't get into in this version of the reading is your role as an activator, especially romantically. And I feel that message coming in really strongly right now. So we're going to look at what masculines you might be activating and in what way, and how those situations might unfold moving into the future. So if you would like all or any of those additional messages, the link to your extended reading is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. But as promised, we are going to move forward to the divine masculine energy. Okay, divine masculine, let's shuffle the cards and see what wants to come up for you. So what is happening in the divine masculine energy field? I heard the word plan. So I feel the divine masculine very much in their head. There is a sense of, I'm seeing eyes, seeing something more clearly, but also being silent about it, not because of withholding, but because of, I'm hearing desiring to allow everything to fall into place, desiring to see everything clearly before taking action, very much being in a sort of planning state. But I see that this plan somehow relates to communication. We have the throat chakra card as the very first card coming out here. And I'm hearing when I do communicate, it will be aligned. So if there have been divine masculines who have been silent, connected to you, divine feminine, there is a sense that they are bringing themselves into a kind of inner alignment to be able to communicate with you. I'm hearing from the soul in a way that is more clear and more open because it's coming from their heart, because there's something about the masculine in general as an energy being very careful right now that their words and the way that they communicate align with what they are really intending, trying to say, what they're really feeling on a deeper level. And I heard the word frustration. So at times, the masculine may be frustrated that they have difficulty communicating in a way that reflects their soul on a deeper level. I'm hearing miscommunication or feeling like their point isn't getting across or isn't being understood. And so there is this sense of them really trying at this time to align their words and how they are communicating themselves with what they're feeling on a deeper level. I'm hearing the word eclipse. So the recent eclipse that we experienced may somehow be playing into this, but also when you think of an eclipse, you think of a period of darkness that allows one to be more introspective or self-reflective. And I feel the masculine as an energy collectively has been going through that on an internal level. However, we do have the yin yang card here in the upright position, which you guys know if you've been following my readings for a while, this is my number one twin flame card in the deck. So this doesn't have to be a twin flame specific situation, but there is the sense that I'm hearing the masculine is sensing and craving a counterpart. There is this desire for like partnership, whether that's romantically or out in the world, but a balanced, harmonious partnership. I'm hearing someone showing up and meeting them in their same energy, but then they're kind of like working on themselves to get into that energy at the same time. I'm just hearing craving for partnership so much here, but also there's a selectivity, not just any kind of partnership. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic partnership. You might be feeling, even if you're a divine feminine, this craving internally for partnership in terms of community, support, friendships, like just relationship generally in your life. But again, there's this sense that it's not just any partnership that is being craved here, but one that is truly harmonious and balanced and aligned, not draining or depleting. And so I'm hearing preparation. There's this sense that the masculine is preparing to be able to meet that kind of partnership, whether it is in a platonic, a community sense, a work sense, or romantically, working on themselves to become the kind of partner that can show up in that situation and actually sustain it. There's a little bit of fear here as far as like, can I sustain that? Can I show up as that partner that is worthy or deserving of that partnership that I am craving? There is a little bit of trepidation here in the masculine energy field as well, but I really get the sense that they are pressing forward and overcoming that. Yeah, I'm hearing self-development. There really may be a lot of working on themselves right now, a lot of heavy thought here. And with indecision reverse, there is the sense that something feels very clear after being on the fence for a while or being in this state of indecision or uncertainty. And they've been giving a lot of heavy thought to what now feels clear that once felt indecisive. I wanted to almost say divisive. So maybe there was something that felt like it was dividing their attention or their energy that is now becoming, I'm hearing one clear path forward. Interesting. Maybe some divine feminines are feeling this internally because you may be feeling like you were uncertain about something or splitting your attention in different ways, but now there is one clear path forward or something really coming together. For some reason, I'm getting solar plexus chakra energy here. Also, the word swing came out. I'm seeing someone like on a swing. This could also represent the inner child, like a swing set. I don't know why that's coming up here. The word row, discovery. Yeah, I feel like some kind of discovery has been made here. Transportation, trail, school, furniture, roof, guard. Interesting. Split, prize, the country of India. So there is some sense that guardedness, a guard, protectiveness, this clear path forward seems to include, I'm hearing built-in protection. Maybe this is spiritual protection because this path that the masculine is now feeling very clear on is, I'm hearing operating with their higher self, operating at a higher level. This is kind of taking me back to the divine feminine energy where we talked about something coming back around for you, divine feminine, but it happening at this higher octave of your existence. There is this sense of being more like selective or protective of something as this path progresses, or allowing some form of like spiritual protection that's like almost built into this path. I'm hearing harder to reach. It feels like when you take this path forward, you know that you're closing other pathways that may have made you easier to access or easier to reach, divine masculine. That's what I'm getting here very strongly. And yet something is blossoming. I literally saw a rose blossoming. Storm warning reverse. Yeah, this clear path forward, it feels peaceful. It feels grounded. It comes with built-in spiritual protection. But it's also closing off pathways of access that may have created chaos, but also brought some kind of superficial high or ego boost temporarily. This, again, is really aligning with the divine feminine messages around starving out those superficial highs of energy, like focusing on, I'm seeing someone digging in the earth, like literally planting something through digging deeper. I don't know if that is a metaphor for someone. There's a sense of, maybe someone literally is into gardening, but there's this feeling of going deeper into something, blocking out some kind of external noise, starving out a superficial high or ego boost that may have come from these other pathways, focusing on the one clear path forward, the path that now feels clear. But it's also, like we spoke on for the divine feminine, it's not that it's a simple path. It might feel like the steps are simple because they're aligned, but it's actually this complex, beautiful, organically functioning, harmonious ecosystem of energy that has been assembled in your subconscious one piece at a time. And the process of that happening has been very intense for your energy system, which is most likely why you've gone through periods of time of feeling overwhelmed, depleted, tired, unable to take action at times, because this very multi-layered, multi-level, complex vision has been formulating for you energetically behind the scenes. But the steps forward may actually start to feel clear or simple. That is a sign that it's in alignment, that it's prepared for you. But what I'm getting is it weaves in all of these different like aspects of yourself, layers of you. But it also requires something to be closed off. But I'm hearing that closing off happens naturally as you focus on this one clear path. It's like as you focus on moving forward into this vision, there are other pathways that naturally get closed off in the process of this. Those pathways, it feels like maybe people or things that used to be able to access you more easily. And now, in a sense, you're being protected from those kind of like more chaotic energies, but also they're potentially like lashing out in a sense energetically or feeling your absence. They're feeling that your focus is now completely on this clear path, this vision that's unfolding for you. And they can sense that they are losing or have lost access to some of your attention or your energy, that you are not going down those pathways anymore. This is reminding me of a reading I did a while ago where I said it felt as though pathways that you hadn't taken for a really long time were now actually being sealed off. So it was this complex dynamic of like, you hadn't walked those pathways in a while. You'd been focusing in another direction, but now they're actually being sealed off. And that can feel a little bit, I guess, you can feel some of the backlash from that energetically, or the uncertainty. Like, is it right to close this off or to allow this to be closed off? But you already chose the other path. You haven't been utilizing those pathways. In a way, metaphorically, they've been overgrown, or I'm hearing unwalkable. Like, even if you wanted to, I feel you wouldn't be able to walk those pathways in the same way. So now the fact that they're being sealed off is a positive, because it's returning even more of your energy for you to then utilize as you walk forward on this more clear, I'm hearing direct path, almost like you're taking a more direct path to something. And it's interesting because this was a channeling for the divine masculine, but I also feel that we ended up weaving in so many elements, again, using that weaving imagery from the divine feminine reading. So there's a lot of overlap and interconnectedness here. And I feel that for many of you in a general sense, this reading has really connected with both aspects of you internally. So I am going to dive deeper into the divine masculine energy and messages in the extended as well. So we are going to look at what the divine masculine has been so heavily thinking about and contemplating, because I'm getting a lot of like a silence, but a heavy thought energy, what they're bringing into alignment within themselves and what they may be desiring to communicate moving forward. So all of that additional information, as well as everything we talked about earlier for the divine feminine, will be in the extended version of the reading. The link to get it is in the pinned comment or description. And again, you can join from either YouTube memberships or Patreon, just depending on your preference. But I am going to go ahead and close out this reading here. I know that this was a little bit longer than usual, but I really adored this reading. It was so beautiful to dive deeper into both the divine masculine and the divine feminine here. So let me know if you enjoyed this style of reading video as well. I would love to do more of this in the future if so. And really, if there's anything you'd like to share, feel free to drop me a comment. My comment section is always open. You can, of course, follow me on Instagram or TikTok at Magnetize Yourself. And you can check out my channeled music for potential additional messages through the lyrics on my Spotify, which my artist name is Songs by Infinity. And all of those links are underneath this video. You can also check out the subliminals I create to help you reprogram your mind and transform your life through my subliminals apps, Sound and Soulful, available now in the app stores. So there are so many tools and resources for you to explore if you'd like to go deeper with anything here. But if you are stopping off now, then I just want to close by saying thank you so much for being here. I love and adore all of you and this whole community so much. We are growing and evolving together. And what is coming next, I can feel is going to be so powerful. So be sure to subscribe to join our community in that journey if you'd like that support moving forward on your own path. I am going to close this reading with one final Rumi Oracle card. So what is a final Rumi message for this reading? The card The Courage of Your Love came out here. So this card says, love is the sunrise, while thought is only a flashing light. Ooh, I'm really seeing us drawn back to that comparison between those like superficial highs of energy and that like deeper, more sustainable kind of, I guess, well of energy that you're drawing upon, and like the difference between those two dynamics we talked about for the divine feminine earlier. But this card also says, your heart is strong enough to overpower old patterns. I'm hearing, again, let your dreams and let yourself evolve along with you. That's interesting. Let yourself evolve along with you. Maybe like there's some part of yourself that is meant to be evolving with your new higher frequency. Interesting. Surrender into love's sanctuary without conditions or equivocation. You are not to give in to shaming stories that cast your regal lion-like nature in the falsehood of victimization or powerlessness. Roar at such lies until the weak glue holding them together melts under the fire of your holy breath. Assert the dignity of your own heart and soul. Wow, what a powerful message to close this reading. Thank you so much again for being here today. I am sending you huge amounts of love and light energy. Take care of yourself during this time. Keep stepping confidently towards this vision that's being woven for you. This is going to be the most powerful phase of your life yet. I really feel that in my heart and soul. And I feel so honored to be walking this path with you and to be able to be some kind of support for you along this journey. So I'm going to close things here. Have a magical, magnificent remainder of your day and week. And I will be here to update you and connect with you again in Friday's collective reading.